getting ready to pour this morning. So, things that I've done since the last video. First off, I did some looking online, talked to some people. I got 50-50 on if I should tie the rebar into the house, so I just went ahead and did it. Took my hammer drill, drilled in 6 inches, stuffed those in there, used liquid nail to hold them into place, and then wire tied them to the rebar that I already had out here. Secondly, I took oil and I oiled up everywhere these forms will be contacting the concrete, just to make sure that it comes off nice and clean. Another thing you want to do is make sure that you spray down your substrate pretty well. If it's dry, it'll suck a lot of the moisture out of the concrete, and you don't want that to happen. So I sprayed it down a couple times last night. I'll do it once or twice more before the truck gets here, just to make sure that there's water a good way down, and it's not going to prematurely dry out the concrete. Alright, also got a scree board over there. What we'll do with that is pull it across the top of these forms here to get a rough level. Then I have a bowl float here. That will be, the next thing will go all the way across this way. And what that does is push the rock down, bring the goop to the top to give you a nice clean finish. You go over, you do, and you'll see me when I do this, basically you tilt that down so the leading edge is just off the concrete, you push it across, and then you lift the pole so the back edge is lifted, and then pull it back. And you overlap your passes about 1/3. So that's what we'll do there. Also have a couple hand floats to do the edges and along the wall. I got an edger, and we'll go along the edge of the form and give it a nice rounded corner on the side there. And then I got the groover to put the stress relief grooves in there. Basically, you don't want to make a slab that's too, I guess, large without putting some stress relief grooves in there. Basically what this does is make sure that if anything does crack, it's going to crack in those spots. So you see these gray pieces of tape here. I'll put one of these white boards down and run this along the edge of it to make my groove that way. And then I will also come across here and make a groove this way. So it'll be 4 different, I guess, quadrants of the concrete. Other than that, I have some foam here that should let me get out onto the concrete to do the scoring and to do the brush finish. Obviously go over it again with your hand float after you put the foam down, but that should let me get out there on top of it. Also have a brush to do the brush finish. So the way this is going to go, we'll push all the concrete in here. We'll kind of use hose and rakes, go around the edges, kind of vibrate it in place, make sure that there's no air pockets there. Then we will float along the house, get it right almost up to the top of the black line there with the hand floats. Then we'll take the scree board and basically scrape off a big part of whatever is extra. After that, we'll take the bowl float, go over it once, maybe twice, we'll see what it looks like. Then we will, one person will do the edging. I will put this guide board down and then get out there and do the scoring down the center. I'll do a scoring this way, and then I'm going to brush this quadrant. And then I will brush this quadrant. And then we'll do the last 4 quadrants too. So We'll see how it goes. It's the first time I've ever poured concrete like this, but I think I have a good idea of where we're going to go with it, and we'll see how it turns out. So here we go with all the forms stripped away. A couple things to note. Obviously the scree board that I had planned on using that I showed you earlier, that had way too much flex on it. I don't know if you could see it when we had the fast forward video on, but it made it pretty hard to get it even. So I went and grabbed a 16-foot 2x4 that I had. The issue with that is obviously it doesn't reach all the way across an 18-foot patio. The gentleman that was driving the concrete truck, he was such a huge help. He had done flat work for so many years, and really this would not have turned out nearly as nice as it did without his advice and assistance. So a great amount of thanks goes to Camden Ready Mix. They were extremely helpful. We did get a little bit, quite a bit too much concrete in here before we did the screeing, and that made it a challenge. I will not lie, that was a pain. So, but he apologized for that. He said he's kind of new to driving the truck. So, all in all, super thankful for him. Thank you very much, Camden Ready Mix. Other than that, I'm very happy with how it turned out. I did wait a little bit too long to do these cuts in here. I wish I would have done that a little bit earlier. I underestimated how well the foam pads would hold me up, and it made it a little bit hard cutting these in. And the only other thing I would have done is bull float it at least one more time. You can see these very slight ridges right here. It's not enough to trip you up or anything. It's very small. But if I'd have floated it one more time, I probably could have gotten rid of those. The brush finish looks good. That didn't quite go the way I wanted, as easily as what I wanted. My plan was to come this way, but the handle on that thing was too short. I couldn't quite reach up there. So what I ended up doing was put my foam pads here, this way, back them up, and work my way all the way across. So yeah, I am super happy with how this turned out. Next step will be building a new set of stairs to go there permanently, and then finally get to scrub all this clay and stuff off my bricks that has been there since before they put the gutters up. So, and there we have the final product. Turned out pretty nice. I would like to get these ridges just a little bit smoother. I waited a tad too long to cut these in there and didn't get that as nice as I would like. But other than that, considering it's the first time I've poured a patio, not upset at all. Built some patio furniture out of wood, out of the old house I tore down from 1868, and that turned out amazing. And eventually probably build a patio table to match to fit in there. But other than that, it's ready for the grill. It's a great place to just sit and hang out and enjoy that view and some lovely sunsets. So that wraps up the patio project. Thanks for watching. If you like seeing projects like this, like and subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Thanks for watching.